the latest on the immigration front surrounding the president's executive actions and the real human side of that story. The lawsuit brought by 26 states against those actions wages on. Tomorrow in Texas, a hearing is set before the same judge who put those orders on hold. But beyond that, there's a growing problem my next guest is seeing firsthand. Some immigrants who are documented are being denied driver's licenses, even though they're part of what's called the temporary protected status that they've had since many of them the 90s, leading some of them to lose their jobs. Joining me now to talk about this is immigration attorney Nelson Castillo. Nelson, what a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you.
Take us down this road. There are about 300,000 people in the United States that are protected under temporary protective service, TPS, and they're here with their documents, and yet hundreds of thousands are finding problems?
Temporary protected status is a humanitarian program that this great country of ours has given to many, many people, not only Salvadorians, Nicaraguans, Hondurans, but many other individuals. The individuals are given not only the lawful right to stay in the United States, but also are given a work permit, which allows them to then get a Social Security number and then proceed to get driver's licenses. Every time the period ends, they get re-extended. And they're being here since 1999 in the case of Hondurans, Nicaraguans, 2001 Salvadorians, and as you said, more than 250,000 of these individuals for a long, long time have been going through extensions. And the problem is that because there's so many of them, they can be processed to get a new work permit. So the expiration date on the work permit shows that it's expired, but it really is not expired. It's automatically extended through a Federal Register notice that's given by the government, and that has every effect of the law.
So they have a document that allows them to be here legally. That document runs out, then it gets extended.
Correct.
But because there's so many of them, the physical writing on that document, they don't have it, but the government knows it's extended because they extend it.
Correct.
So how is it that the government that extends this privilege for people doesn't know that it's extended it and then causes these people to, among other things, lose their jobs?
The Department of Motor Vehicles then go to the federal government, and they should, through the database, be able to check the status of individuals. That should be updated. And number two, through the Federal Register notice, which has the effect of law, they should abide by that notice and see that the individual still has lawful status and therefore be allowed to extend their driver's licenses or retain their jobs or be given jobs. And that's not happening in many places around the country.
How many people do you think are being affected by this?
Thousands of them. Thousands. For give you an example, in California, they were notified in 2010, and it's still happening in 2015. I just helped an individual regain his driver's license.
5 years later.
5 years later, and there's written documentation about that. In Indiana, individuals who are commercial driver's license, they are being told that they're no longer going to be able to have their commercial driver's licenses because they are in TPS, even though they already bought trucks that are being very productive, the economy. In Utah, you have hundreds of individuals who are being denied driver's licenses at this moment.
And Nelson, these are people who are here lawfully, who are paying taxes, who have a Social Security number, and who have done everything right by the law.
That is correct.
Nelson, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with me.